Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Waynoka. Feels a little bit weird saying this on a Friday night that it's not a football game. We had that yesterday. Waynoka was on the road at Covington. But tonight, it's something a little bit different that still goes on in August and September. A little bit of Friday night fast pitch softball going on. Cade Kennedy here with you. Ben Buckland will maybe join us. I say maybe. He's a very busy man tonight. I mean, he was busy last night. He's been busy all week. He's been running around all over Woods County trying to get something done one way or the other. But tonight, also the first night of the Waynoka alumni reunion going on. It's been 10 years since they've had one. That's been a big thing. Center stage this weekend in Waynoka. Going on, of course, today, going on tomorrow. But we've got a little bit of softball to get to tonight as Fargo-Gage Fort Supply comes to Waynoka. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, coached by Samuel Baker, a record of 0 wins and 7 losses so far in the season. Still trying to get win number 1 on the year is Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Waynoka, a record of 1-5, coached by Robin Klein, winning the first game back on August 11th against Cimarron. That was a 1-0 win that Waynoka had, and then the last few games just a look. Yeah, it should be okay. Yeah. We'll be back here in a moment, folks. Just trying to move some things around real quick. There we go. Now we should be back. Just trying to move a few things around before we get going here, as we are just about set here for the start of the game. The mound for the Lady Rails, number 12, Temperance Bozine. The batter for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, number 7, Reese. And of course, as is sometimes the case when we get these other teams in, we're not exactly at a one-to-one first name basis with them, or last name or full name basis. So we'll go with Reese. This is number 7. First pitch away for a strike. Second pitch for a ball. So we are underway. A 1-1 count to Reese here in the top of the first. Pitch on the way, but Bozine just a bit high, going over the head for ball number 2. We try to adjust the camera shot a little bit in the live stream. Bozine's next pitch rifles in, but just a bit outside as well, making it a 3-1 count. So Reese, the first batter of the day for either side, trying to get aboard. Next pitch sails low. That'll be ball 4, and a walk to start the game for Reese. So next we'll bring up the 2 spot, number 14, Zaley. 1 on here on first for the Bearcats. Of course, with Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, kind of one of those, you call them the Bearcats or the Bulldogs. It depends on the time. The pitch goes into the dirt. Moving to second is Reese. So Reese advancing on the wild pitch. It's ball 1 to Zaley. Still no score here in the top of the first. Next pitch on the way from Bozine. That one just a bit low as well. Improves the count for Zaley to 2-0. As Bozine just trying to get a little bit of a rhythm going to start the game. Bozine looks, fires again. That one right in the zone for strike number 1. So a 2-1 count now to Zaley. We said Ben Buckland at some point may or may not join us tonight. We've got our crew everywhere. Zaley chops that one foul. Evens the count. 2-2 count. So nobody out for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Runner on second at a 2-2 count. As the next pitch goes just a bit high again. Now rounding over to third is Reese on the wild pitch. So full count for Zaley. A runner in threatening position, not just scoring position, but threatening position as well. And 2 free passes. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. Pitch on the way from Poseidon. That one will go low as Reese races in and scores. So it's a walk anyway for Zaley. And Reese able to come in and score to get the run. The umpire will call time to get the plate cleaned up a little bit. So 1 run across already for Fargo-Gage. Fort Supply 1-0 lead for the Bearcats is now number 5, Taylor, will come up. First pitch nearly hits Taylor, goes off, and scooting over to second is Zaley. The throw is not in time. Zaley able to steal second off the wild pitch. But so far, that's been the case for Poseidon, just trying to find that rhythm early on in the game. A couple of wild pitches, that's allowed the Bearcats to move along the bases so far. And a 1-0 lead for Fargo-Gage. Fort Supply, still no outs here in the top of the first. Poseidon trying to fire again. That one just a bit low, moves the count to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Taylor, the 3-hole. Poseidon fires that one in for a called strike. But again, talked about it a little bit. Will probably be one of the themes talking about it today. Just 2 teams trying to get that win, trying to get back on the right track as Poseidon throws it a little bit high, and scooting to third is Zaley. So, I mean, that is how the Bearcats have been moving around so far. And it's another ball, a 3-1 count to Taylor. Still no outs here in the top of the first. Poseidon squares up, throws one that ends up hitting Taylor. And so that'll be a hit by pitch to move her on to first. It'll keep Zaley at third, so now runners at the corners for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. It'll bring up number 1, Cambry, batting in the cleanup spot. On what is a beautiful day. We don't say this often in Oklahoma, but you could use a little bit of a breeze today, and that could make things just a little bit better. Wind only about 5 miles per hour, 76 degrees, cloudy right now. It's a nice day so far. Looks like we'll have a pinch runner coming in for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. That'll be number 8, Lonnie. Lonnie coming in as the pinch runner, so still runners at the corners for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Poseidon fires away, gets the called strike there on Cambry. And those first pitch strikes, I mean, so important to try to get them, especially at the high school level, doing fast pitch here. Just trying to, it's going to be a theme. You're going to hear me say it a lot as the next pitch goes off the top of the catcher's mitts. Racing home is Zaley, who's able to score, and moving to second is Lonnie. So another run comes in for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply to make it a 2-0 lead for the Bearcats. A 1-1 count to Cambry. So that's 2 runs now that have been runners around the bases coming home because of wild pitches. As Poseidon fires just a bit high again, makes the count 2-1. Poseidon fires again. That one just a bit outside. Moves the count to 3-1. As again, it is the Waynoka Alumni Association going on. That pitch fouled back into the netting. Now 3-2. Count worked full. Still no outs here for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. 2-0 lead for the Bearcats over the Lady Rails. Still in the top of the first as this game started slightly behind schedule. Estimated for 6 o'clock is the next pitch low, and it'll be another wild pitch. Lonnie comes over to third. And taking first is Cambry. Thinks about going to second instead. Will trot back to first. Had the walk anyway, but thought about getting a little bit dicier with it. As Lonnie now moving over to third as the pinch runner. So to bring up number 15, Kadri, or Kadri. We get a little bit of a breeze now. Tree just barely starting to move. I mean, in the slightest ways. The next pitch sails once again. Lonnie comes charging home, and she will score. And moving over to second is Cambry, who gets caught in a rundown. Cambry looking fire, get back over to third. That nearly hits our satellite. And instead, runners will stay where they're supposed to. So Lonnie comes all the way home and scores, and that'll make it 3-0. Cambry now at second. And all that just for a ball. So a 3-0 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Another runner in scoring position at second. Next pitch rolls low again, and this will move Cambry over to third. Play at third, and she is safe. So now a 2-0 count to Kadri. Still a 3-0 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Here in the top of the first, nobody out as the next pitch bounces across home plate. And that will be ball number 3. So a quick visit to the mound as Coach Klein goes out to visit with Bozeiden. Take a quick break and be back after this. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
Holder Drug, your local pharmacy. Stop in and check out some of the new available items at Holder's, starting with our hanging scrolls and banners. Expecting a child soon? Holder Drug is the perfect place for your baby registry. Find more information by stopping by the store or visit us online at holderdrug.com. As always, free delivery with your medications and prescriptions, along with specials at the fountain. That's Holder Drug, located on the downtown square, right here in Alva.
Welcome back here to Waynoka. Cade Kennedy here with you on a gorgeous 76-degree day. You don't get to say that a lot in August. I mean, you really do not get to say that many times. Of course, the Waynoka Alumni Association going on. We want to thank the Waynoka Air Rail Museum, who's encouraging people, hey, we've got people in town. Come out, see the Air Rail Museum, the restored Harvey House as well. So much going on this weekend in Waynoka. There's so much to see, so much to do. Of course, the Waynoka Air Rail Museum, the restored Harvey House, another great addition in Waynoka. So we get back to action here. 3-0 count to Kadri. Bozeiden still on the mound. San Francisco Bozeiden fires in, gets the called strike on the reset. So just having a talk from Coach Klein, just trying to, get any nerves out of there, trying to say, hey, it's okay. Down 3-0, that's not the end of the world. The next pitch goes outside, and that'll be a walk. And I mean, that has been the story of the day so far. Just walks and free passes, wild pitches, just about anything. It'll now bring up number 10, Page, batting in the 6th spot. As Bozeiden fires in, that one will go low towards the backstop. Runner goes in motion to second. That'll be Kadri taking second. As Cambry stays at third. So now 2 runners in scoring positions. Ball 1 to Page. Page shows bunt for a moment. Bozeiden fires in, and that pitch will go just a bit high. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes to Page. Still 3-0 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. No outs yet for the Bearcats either. Still in the top of the first as Bozeiden fires in, that one fouled away by Page. Just trying to get a little bit of contact on the ball are the Bearcats. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, as mentioned, winless on the year. Trying to get win number 1 against a Waynoka team, trying to get win number 2, and a swing and a miss by Page. Even the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Poseidon could just get one out. I mean, you know how those tend to work. If you can get one, you can get another one. You start stacking them on top of each other. Poseidon fires in and goes just a bit high outside the catcher's glove. Play is not going to be made anywhere. And so it'll be a full count for Page. Cambry thought about racing in the score, got about halfway in between, and then decided against it. Came back to third. Instead, it will be a full count to Page. Poseidon fires. That one will be just a bit low, and yet another walk. The 5th walk of the game so far, and that will get the bases juiced for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Nowhere to put anybody else and no outs here in the top of the first, a 3-0 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. As they bring up the 7th spot, and with number 3, Paisley. First pitch low in the dirt for ball 1. Don't have anywhere to place anybody. To the Lady Rails. Poseidon fires low yet again, and that'll make it a 2-0 count. So halfway towards walk number 6 of the day. You hope that Temp doesn't get there. One has been a rough start for the Lady Rails, but we still haven't even seen the offense yet for Waynoka to see if they can bounce back in this thing. The next pitch goes outside again. It's now 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. Pitch on the way to Paisley, and that one goes high. It's another walk, and that'll score another run. Bases were loaded, so everybody moves up, and Cambry gets to come home, and that'll make it a 4-0 game in favor of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. It'll bring up the 8th spot in Wolf. Poseidon sets up, fires, and that one in for a called strike. Need to just try to get those opportunities when you can if you're the Lady Rails. There's the next pitch on the way, and there's another swinging strike. So an 0-2 count to Wolf. Waynoka still trying to get out number 1 of the inning. As Poseidon fires in that one just a bit high for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the count to Wolf. Bats in the 8th spot. Where's number 25? Fargo-Gage Fort Supply with the gray jerseys, blue patches. Next pitch low again. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases still loaded for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Poseidon fires once again just off. And Wolf, after going down 0-2, has worked the count all the way full. Three-two on the way. That one just a bit high, and that'll be another walk. And that will be the 5th run scored by Fargo-Gage Fort Supply already today. And still no outs for Waynoka. So a 5-0 lead for the Bearcats as they will get to bat all the way around. It'll be Briley coming up next, as now we have a meeting at the mound once again. So if you're just joining us here on this Friday night softball edition, had Thursday night football yesterday. That was a 48-12 win that Covington Douglas had over Waynoka. And I mean, that's a good Covington Douglas team that will continue to get better as the season goes on for Waynoka. You know, those are games sometimes you have to deal with to try to improve. You know, you look at it, you hate to lose those games, and you hate to lose by 36. But that's one of those, the team will get better as the season goes on. So it's like Poseidon's day will be done in terms of being on the mound, and we'll see who the new pitcher is for the Lady Rails. It looks like it's going to be number 9. That'll be Whitaker. So while we have a moment, folks, we'll take a moment of our time to remind you, not only is the Waynoka Alumni Association going on, we mentioned the Waynoka Air Rail Museum. It's only a few weeks away until the Waynoka Renaissance Festival as well. That's Saturday, September 20th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, September 21st from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're going to have so much going on. They're going to have medieval era performers, kids' activities, Renaissance merchandise, food vendors, so much more. So much is going to be going on in Waynoka when that comes on. They're going to have the Knights of the Vale here. The Tulsa Free Company is going to be coming on as well. They're going to have some interactive crowd work with some of their performances. They're going to have a Sword in the Stone test your strength style contest. There's going to be a lot going on. Again, that's Saturday, September 20th and Sunday, September 21st. The Renaissance Festival brought to you by Waynoka Main Street. That will be a treat to see for some of those that come on. Excited to see how that will work out. Still here in the first inning, as Fargo-Gage Fort Supply has continued to just score. It's a 5-0 lead for the Bearcats, as now we have the official pitching change as Poseidon giving up the 5 runs so far on the day. Didn't give up a single hit, and that's the interesting thing about that stat. No hits given up, but tallying up 7 walks early on. So now they'll be on to Whitaker as the next pitcher for the Lady Rails. Five nothing lead here, still in the top of the first, as we mentioned, for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Everyone getting a reset as Whitaker gets her test pitches in. It'll be Poseidon moving to catcher. So Temperance will go from on the mound to now behind home plate. Whitaker continues to get some of her test pitches in. We're just about ready, it looks like, to resume play, but see how long that takes. Folks, we'll take another quick break while we have the opportunity. And, well, maybe not. It looks like we're about to get reset back to play. But maybe not. Thought about taking a break, and it looks like we may not end up taking one. Whitaker continues to get her pitches in. As mentioned, it'll be Briley, the 9 spot for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, up when we come back. The umpire giving instructions to Whitaker. And now we are ready to go. Back in action. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply with the 5-0 lead over Waynoka here in the top of the first. First pitch to Briley. Over for a ball. I mean, that has been the story of the day so far. 7 walks for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. And the next pitch swung at by Briley. That'll be a 1-1 count. Still no outs yet for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Waynoka just trying to get the first out of the inning. Bases loaded for the Bearcats. Pitch comes across, and that one will be in for a cold strike and a 1-2 count. And now a pitch that goes a little bit weary. Trying to toss it back and racing home is Page, who scores. So now it'll be a 6-0 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. So still no outs here. Third base becomes empty. Runner still at first and second. Next pitch goes low to even the count up to Briley. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still no outs here in the top of the first for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Whitaker fires over the head of Briley, make it a 3-2 count. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply trying to work the 8th walk of the inning, and that pitch instead is swung at, and that'll be the first out of the inning. And so that'll bring Reese back up. Reese, who already got a walk the first time around. First pitch to Reese is a strike. So no one count to Reese, who already scored once this inning, as Reese puts that one into play, but it's caught at second. And so nowhere to go for anybody. It'll be out number 2. So back-to-back outs now forced for the Lady Rails. 6-0 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Runners still at first and second, so it'll bring up number 14, Zaley, who also walked around her first time. As Whitaker fires across to Zaley, and that one fouled away. As that one goes just right past our satellite, rolls right past our camera and everything. They instructed us to move the satellite in so it wouldn't get hit. And lo and behold, the ball rolls to it anyway. Sometimes that's just how it works. Whitaker fires, and Zaley has to move her head out of the way. Make it 1-1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply with a 6-0 lead on Waynoka. As that one put into play, goes right past Whitaker, bobbled, but eventually Tag at second gets the out, and that is how the inning will end. So Fargo-Gage Fort Supply puts 6 up at the top part of the first. Waynoka will get their opportunity coming up next. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
Core Bank in Waynoka was so named because of their customers. The name speaks to strength, substance, strong character, plus sound banking principles, heart, and soul. Offering strong, convenient banking in their community has been the aim, the goal of Core Bank of Waynoka, with a foundation dating to the early 1900s and shepherded for the last 50 years, headed by President Mick George and now Weston Hill, Vice President and Loan Officer. Core Bank, member FDIC, serving the community from downtown Waynoka. Call or come by, proudly supporting all things Northwest Oklahoma. Go Rails!
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through. You'll love the look, the feel, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
Welcome back to Waynoka. The Lady Rails find themselves in a 6-0 hole against Fargo-Gage Fort Supply as we make our way to the bottom of the first. As an inning that, for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, I mean, it could not have gotten any better for them. I mean, a team that has struggled with offense at times this year, still trying to get their first win of the season. Getting several walks and a hit by pitch as well will definitely help them a lot on their way. But now it's up to Waynoka to respond. We'll see how the Lady Rails rally in this. They have a little bit of winning experience this year compared to Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. We will see how that pans out. It looks like the starting pitcher for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply will be number 5. That's Taylor, who was the one who got hit by a pitch earlier on in the top of the first. Had to put the pinch runner in, who ended up scoring. So we'll see how Waynoka comes out of the gate. High school football still not kicked off yet tonight. I know a lot of teams play tonight. Alva plays tonight. But Waynoka played yesterday. That was a 48-12 defeat, unfortunately, for the Rails to Covington Douglas. A lot going on in Waynoka. We mentioned that. The alumni reunion going on. Didn't have one in 2020 because of, COVID going on and all that. So the last one was 2015. Things have changed a little bit. Things will look a little bit different. I know maybe some people are out here today taking in a little bit of the softball going on. So it'll be Cannon Wyatt starting off for the Lady Rails. First pitch goes over the head of Cannon. So 1 ball and no strikes to get this one started. So a 6-0 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Pitch on the way from Taylor, and Wyatt puts that one into play, goes off towards left field, and it will drop fair. Still staying fair. Wyatt will race towards second, racing around to third, play at third. She is safe. And so a triple for Wyatt to start the evening in the bottom of the first. So it'll bring up number 20, Martinelli. Now, Gracie Martinelli up. First pitch to Martinelli, hits her. And so she'll take her spot at first. So now runners at the corners for the Lady Rails, trailing 6-0, but find themselves in a good opportunity to get a run or two back. No outs here in the bottom of the first, and now up is Temperance Bozeiden. Pitch on the way for Taylor. Bozeiden lets that one bounce into the dirt for ball one. So runners at the corners here for Waynoka, trailing 6-0 in the bottom of the first, but nobody out. Temperance Bozeiden up to bat, 1 ball, no strikes. It's Taylor. Spins it towards Bozeiden, who lets that one go past, and strolling to second is Martinelli. Taylor fires towards Bozeiden. That one bounces in the dirt again, makes it a 3-0 count. To Bozeiden here, bottom of the first, nobody out. Runners in scoring position, Wyatt at third, Martinelli at second. Taylor fires, and that one nearly goes up by Bozeiden's helmet, and it'll be a walk, bases loaded. So they'll bring up number 55, Furman. Reagan Furman. First pitch to Furman, goes down for a ball, bounces around, catcher tries to find it. And Furman says to Wyatt, just hold on, stay at third, everything's okay. Bases loaded. I mean, this is the same situation Fargo-Gage Fort Supply had in their top part of the inning. Only the bottom of the first here in Waynoka. No score yet for the Lady Rails. They trail by 6. The bases loaded for Reagan Furman. Next pitch to Furman goes right down the middle for a called strike. Evens up the count, 1-1. Now a play that nearly gets behind, that does get behind the third baseman. Wyatt able to stay at third. Probably a wise decision there. Wyatt still waiting on. Taylor fires it. Wyatt puts that one in play, and that one will go into left. All the way back to the wall. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and a third will score. It's a bases clearing double for Reagan Furman. A 3 RBI double. And that is exactly what Waynoka needed to get some runs back. A 6-3 ball game now here. Nobody out for the Lady Rails. They'll bring up number 15, Rihanna Bozeiden. As Bozeiden shows bunt, that one will go into the dirt for a ball. So now 6-3 the score favoring Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. No, this is a softball game. It's not a football game, even though the score is 6-3 and it is a Friday night. It's week 0 going on across the state. Waynoka, as we mentioned, got their game out The way yesterday, Bozine drops down a bunt. That one will stay fair. Bozine waits, and there's nobody at first. Racing over to third is Furman, as Furman will get back to third, who is safe. Now Bozine goes over to second, tries to stay in time, and is safe. So Bozine able to take two off the bunt and move Furman over to third. Two runners in scoring position for the Lady Rails, as Ava Watson will come up. So Waynoka able to battle right back. Making this a 6-3 game. Two runners in scoring position. Furman at third. Rihanna Bozine at second. And the ball put into play again, going to the left. It will score Furman. Rihanna Bozine to third will have to wait there. And it's an RBI single for Ava Watson. She's able to get the RBI. And I mean, Waynoka's made it a 6-4 ball game now. Furman able to get home. And now bring up the 7 hole for the Lady Rails. That will be Schmidt. It'll be Zoe Schmidt. Gerardo Bozine at third. First pitch to Schmidt. Goes down for a ball and just chugging over to second is Watson, as no one was covering second. 6-4 ball game. Still nobody out for the Lady Rails here in the bottom of the first. Looks like we've got something going on the grill over there. What is going on there? Is there another pitch that goes behind the catcher? Looks like we might have a play at the play room. Bozine slides in and scores off the wild pitch. And Watson moves over to third in the chaos. It's now a 6-5 ball game. What has been a wild game. As you see the Waynoka softball girls celebrating, getting a good camera shot of that. The 2-0 goes in. It'll be a ball to Schmidt. So a 2-1 count now to Schmidt. 6-5 ball game. Waynoka only down by a run. Next pitch goes, bounces around. Watson's halfway between third and the home. Decides to go back to third. Pitch bounced off. It'll be ball 3. So a 3-1 count for Zoe Schmidt. Going on by the concession stand, they are grilling or smoking or doing something out there, and it probably smells pretty good as Schmidt takes a big hack for strike number 2. So a full count now worked for Zoe Schmidt. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply with a 6-5 lead over Waynoka. Runner in scoring position at third is Ava Watson. The pitch on the way from Taylor, winds up, delivers, and that one ends up hitting Schmidt. And so now Watson goes back towards home. There's no one at home, and Watson's able to run it. And on a throw back to third, Zoe Schmidt gets hit by a pitch, and then somehow the Lady Rails get a run out of it anyway. And now they're going to tell Watson to go back. They're going to say it was ball 4, it was a hit by pitch, it's a dead ball, you can't do that. And so Kayla Kurtzinger will come up, and it is still a 6-5 ball game. There's still nobody out, but now runners at the corners. First pitch to Kurtzinger, low in the dirt, and racing to second is Schmidt. Waynoka wearing the maroon jerseys today. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, as mentioned earlier, in the gray jerseys and pants with blue and orange trim. As Kurtzinger puts that one into play, and it'll be fair down the third base line. Watson will trot on home. Another runner coming home, and Schmidt, and she will score. And Waynoka is taking the lead. As Kurtzinger able to get the 2 RBI single to give the Lady Rails a lead, 7-6. So Kurtzinger, Kayla Kurtzinger that is, on first with the 2 RBI single. Now bring up number 9, Whitaker. Waynoka now on top. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. It's Taylor with the pitch on the way, and that one will roll its way to home plate for a ball. So Waynoka gets down 6-0 and now is right back in it and now has a lead. 7-6 in the bottom of the first, and a big take at it by Whitaker evens the count up 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way from Taylor. That one a swing and a miss, and that ends up being strike number 3 for Whitaker. Ends up striking out, and that is out number 1 on the inning. So now we go back to the top with Cannon Wyatt, who got the triple to get things started. Pitch on the way to Wyatt as she has to spin around that one and turns up in the ball 1. Pitch on the way. That one low in the dirt again to Wyatt. Now it's a 2-0 count. If this inning keeps going, I'm going to run out of space in my scorebook. And then things will really get crazy. Because this only has enough for 16 at-bats in 1 inning. We're already at 10. And there's only 1 out. Pitch on the way to Wyatt. Takes a big hack at it, but runner goes in motion anyway as Kurtzinger will get to second on the wild pitch. So runners in scoring position again. That has been the theme of the first inning so far, is runners in scoring position for both sides. Waynoka with a 7-6 lead, a seesaw first inning. Next pitch to Wyatt goes down low, and that'll be 3 balls and a strike. Three-one count for Cannon Wyatt. Pitch on the way from Taylor, and that one ends up hitting her. So Wyatt will move to first. Kurtzinger stays at second. We'll have a visit to the mound from Coach Baker. While we have a moment for this visit to the mound, we'll take a quick timeout and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
Warm up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Back to action here in Waynoka. It's Gracie Martinelli now up for the second time. Got hit by pitch the first time around. Runners at first and second for the Lady Rails. A 7-6 lead for Waynoka. Only 1 out, and now the third and first baseman come in. First pitch a strike to Martinelli. What has been a back and forth so far. Next pitch just a bit outside. Evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 11th batter of the inning for the Lady Rails, and there's still only 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Pitch on the way from Taylor, and that one is popped up in the plate. Taylor tries to go back, bobbles it, then makes the catch anyway. And so that'll be out number 2 of the inning with Martinelli popping up to 1. You want to put that in your scorebook. So out number 2 of the inning. Waynoka with a 7-6 lead. Still 2 runners on. Taylor Kurtzinger at second. Cannon Wyatt at first. Now Temperance Boziden up, who drew a walk her first time around. First pitch to Boziden, goes back behind. Runners will move up a base. So a ball to Temp. Runners in, even 2 runners in scoring position now is the better way to say that, instead of whatever I was about to try to say. Taylor checks, now fires, ends up hitting Boziden. And so now the bases are loaded for the Lady Rails. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Waynoka with a 7-6 lead. And that's the second time the bases have been loaded this inning, as Reagan Furman, who got a double, a 3 RBI double, a bases clearing double, her first time up, has the opportunity to do it again. First pitch goes above her for ball 1. The next pitch on the way from Taylor, and that one put into play by Furman, and that one will drop in front of the left fielder. It'll score a run as Wyatt chases around in between third and home plate and will now backtrack towards third. It is another RBI, however, for Reagan Furman. That is her 4th of the game so far, and it's now an 8-6 lead for Waynoka. Now it'll bring up the 5 spot, Rihanna Boziden, who had an RBI double of her own. As the pitch dropped, Boziden waits to see if she wants to motion wide on and says deciding against it. Bases still loaded for Waynoka here in the bottom of the first. An 8-6 lead for the Lady Rails over Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Waynoka 1-5 on the season. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply 0-7. Taylor spins that one towards Boziden, who just has to let it go past her for ball number 2. Taylor spins it towards Boziden. That one goes in the dirt once again. It's a 3-0 count for Rihanna Boziden. An opportunity to walk a run in potentially and make it a 9-6 game. 3-0 on the way from Taylor. And that one is a walk. A 4-pitch walk scores Wyatt. Now 9-6. Waynoka on top as we have moved our way. We've gone through 9. And that will make this the 15th batter of the inning for Waynoka in Ava Watson, who had a single her first time around. First pitch low for ball 1. Bases still loaded. 2 outs to go. Or 2 outs in, I should say, to the bottom of the first. 1 out to go. I don't think I've seen 15 runs scored combined in 1 inning before in doing a softball game. As Watson puts that one in play, goes right to third, bobbled, but gets the tag out of Furman, and that will get us out of the inning. But Waynoka down 6-0, plates 9. Yes, you heard me right, 9. 9-6, Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, going to the 2nd inning. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
We are very fortunate to live, to work, and to be able to play in this part of the world. We're also thankful for all of our blessings, our friends, and our neighbors in and around the Waynoka area. One of our big blessings is having our own animal doctor. That's Dr. Michaela Zook. Dr. Michaela Zook is now located in downtown Waynoka and can be reached at any time by telephone, 580-554-0226. Dr. Michaela Zook. One more blessing. And our hometown veterinarian.
Joe Parsons has worked hard and has succeeded in becoming the go-to realtor for this part of the country. So if you want to sell your part of this country or you want to buy part of this country, Joe wants to hear from you. Call Joe Parsons at 580-748-2640.
Welcome back to Waynoka as we get ready for the second inning of play. Waynoka now with a 9-6 lead over Fargo-Gage Fort Supply as the first pitch of the second inning. Yes, that was by my count, a 47-minute inning, something along those lines, as Taylor puts that one into play, goes up, and it is caught by Cannon Wyatt. Nice catch by Wyatt and a pop-up from Taylor for out number one in the inning. Before I could even welcome you back really properly to the start of the second inning, Fargo-Gage Fort Supply already has someone out. It's a much-needed change here as we start inning number two for the Lady Rails. Cambry now up. First pitch to Cambry is a ball. Waynoka switched pitchers in the first inning. Temperance Boseiden out. Whitaker coming in. Next pitch by Whitaker fires just a bit outside. Now 2-0 to Cambry. On the way from Whitaker. Fires that one just a bit high. Now 3-0. So one out already in the top of the second. Waynoka with a 9-6 lead over Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Next pitch in for a called strike. So 3 balls and 1 strike now to Cambry. As Taylor popped up to start the inning. As Cambry, a swing and a miss, does not even the count, actually makes it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And yet still, somehow, Ben Buckland said he was going to try to get here. We had a 41st inning, and that is just how busy he is with the Alumni Association going, pitch is across as strike 3. And that's out number 2. Waynoka trying to settle in now with the switch to Whitaker. Bring up Kadri. First pitch to Kadri in the zone for strike 1. Whitaker trying to find her footing early on, trying to get that groove to stay now. 2 outs here in the top of the second with Waynoka 6-9 lead. A pitch swing and a miss by Kadri. And an 0-2 count. If it can be a 1-2-3 inning for the Lady Rails, that is about as big of a turnaround as I can think of. If they can get that 1-2-3. Still got to get there first. Next pitch rolls across the dirt for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Waynoka with a 9-6 lead. Pitch on the way from Whitaker, and that one ends up hitting Kadri. Kadri's now reached on a walk and a hit by pitch. It'll bring up Page, who reached on a walk in the first inning. Two outs, but a runner on first for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. First pitch to Page, in for a called strike. Whitaker looks, fires on the 0-1, and that one just a bit high. Evens the count up 1-1. Ball goes rolling past the first baseman into right field, but picked up and no movement for Kadri. One ball and 1 strike to Page. Whitaker delivers. Page takes a hack at it It'll be 1-2, and moving to second is Kadri. See the look into the outfield for a moment if you're watching us here. I mean, just look at that all clouds, beautiful type of day. Is the count even up now 2-2? Nice cloudy evening, not 100 degrees outside. It does not get much better for August. 3-2 count now for Page. Whitaker fires across in the 3-2. Page swings at it, and that will get us to the bottom of the second. 2 strikeouts for Whitaker will take us to the bottom of 2. Waynoka with a 9-6 lead over Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Clean Harbors, hazardous waste disposal and recycling services provide the widest range of recycling, treatment, and disposal options for all your hazardous waste streams. Unmatched in North America, our infrastructure of hazardous waste management facilities services all of the U.S. and Canada, northern Mexico, and Puerto Rico. We handle both drum and bulk hazardous waste in liquid, solid, semi-solid, sludge, and gas forms. One call handles all your hazardous waste disposal needs. Located in Waynoka, where we proudly support our railroaders.
America's Oasis, a whole new world of off-road delight. America's Oasis, joining the north edge of the Little Sahara State Park just south of Waynoka, is open for business, and they invite you and your family to come stay and play. To explore all the possibilities, go to their website, americasoasis.com, and see the many ways you can come to Northwest Oklahoma and play in the sand. America's Oasis, an amazing concept. You have to experience it to believe it. Come visit America's Oasis, just south of Waynoka, the little city by the sand.
Welcome back to Waynoka, as the Lady Rails have a 9-6 lead over Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. We are about to get ready with the bottom of the second inning. Zoe Schmidt will be up to bat first. He got hit by a pitch the first time around. First pitch on the way to start the bottom of the second goes in the dirt for ball 1. So as we have rolled past the 7 o'clock hour here in Waynoka, what has been a nice turning into an evening. The next pitch across for a strike. It's a full day of fun going on here in Waynoka, turning into fun evening tonight. That will be a fun day tomorrow again, as the 1-1 on the way from Taylor, and that one ends up hitting Schmidt. She gets hit by yet another pitch and will move to first. And so that'll bring up Kayla Kurtzinger. Got a single her first time around. Nobody out, bottom of the second. Waynoka with a 9-6 lead and a runner on first. It's Kurtzinger showing bunt. First pitch to Kurtzinger, over for a ball. So we have our guest, as Ben Buckland has made his way here. Ben, you've missed 15 runs scored already. Quite a bit.
Missed it all, man. I've been watching on my phone.
Oh, well, good.
You guys are looking good. The girls are. This might be one of the bigger comebacks of the century.
The punt attempt by Kurtzinger ends up going just a bit low. Don't see that happen a lot either, where the ball just slides under the bat.
You say how enjoyable weather-wise the evening is. My gosh.
It is a wonderful day. I mean, you said it yesterday, so I guess I get to say it today.
Go ahead.
When it's not 100 or 90 degrees in August, it doesn't matter what's going on. We'll take that.
That's it. That's right.
Pitch on the way to Kurtzinger. And that one will end up hitting her. It's another hit.
Whoa, here we go.
So back-to-back hit by pitches. Puts 2 runners on in the bottom of the second.
Want to see my ID from the alumna sign-up?
I would love to. Look at that.
Looks exactly
like it.
There'll never be another time like it. Never. Never. It's a beautiful thing. Not my ID necessarily. I mean the reunion thing.
Say, if you wanted to say that, I mean, you could go ahead and say that.
No, it's a wonderful thing to look at downtown Waynoka right now, which is absolutely full of people standing shoulder to shoulder and renewing old acquaintances.
As runners move across on the wild pitch now, it's second and third, or Schmidt and Kurtzinger, respectively. Pitch on the way to Whitaker. That one will bounce into the dirt. So that'll make it a 1-2 count now for Oakley Whitaker.
Lights on.
Yep, lights now on.
You know, this is one of the big subjects of conversation is people that have not been here for 10 years. Almost every facility of this school is new to them. Beautiful facilities here at Waynoka.
As Whitaker swings and ends up striking out, so that'll be out number 1. So bottom of the second, Waynoka still with a 9-6 lead. It's Cannon Wyatt, who's done a lot of damage already today, had the triple early on to get things started. First pitch goes outside for a ball. Two runners in scoring position, second and third. 1-0 on the way to Wyatt, who will stand by and let that become 2-0. Taylor winds up, delivers on the 2-0 to Wyatt, who will let that one swing on by for a called strike 1. Two 2-1 count. 2-1 on the way to Wyatt, who will let that one go by. Make it a 3-1 count. 3 balls and 1 strike to Cannon Wyatt. 2 runners on for Waynoka, and the 3-1 ends up hitting Wyatt.
That was kind of a solid hit, too.
That was. But it's the third hit by pitch this inning.
That's not a record, but it's a tough average.
Yeah, that is a bit of a concern. It looks like now we're going to have not only a meeting, but a pitching change, it looks like, for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply.
So while we have a moment, I heard you run the America's Oasis commercial as I was pulling in.
That is true.
And I have some new, kind of new information. Little Sahara Sand Sports, the original Sand Superstore, and America's Oasis present September the 12th and 13th at the Little Sahara and at America's Oasis. They join Sandfest 2.0 and Two-Wheel Takeover, featuring short course drag racing, TW ride-out, freestyle show with a UTV backflip. There's an official camping sponsor to make sure that everybody gets a place, so don't worry about it. Just activate. To call to make reservations at 737-0310. Sandfest 2.0 and two-wheel takeover. Little Sahara Sand Sports and America's Oasis presented September the 12th and 13th.
So, just another weekend to add something to do in Waynoka.
True. Very true.
Going on today, having good times and reminiscing about old times.
I promise.
You have a whole bunch else going on with what you just mentioned at America's Oasis, and then, of course, you have the Renaissance Fair going on as well. It's about hitting the play at third. Will be caught for an out, but no play further. As Gracie Martinelli hit that one into a tough spot and nearly a double play. And that will bring up Temperance Bozite. So everyone stays where they are. Bases still loaded. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second. We'll bring up Temperance Bozite, who looks at ball 1. Bozite reached on a walk her first time around. It was one of the 9 runs that scored and one of the, I believe it was 14 or 15 batters in the first inning for Waynoka.
14 or 15, did you say?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a decent amount. We had no debate about what is considered batting around here today, if it's 9 or 10. We did not have to have that as Bozine takes a crack at it and ends up getting a strike.
She was going for the fence. That was a swing.
That she was. 2-1 count to Bozine. Pitch on the way from Paisley, and that one ends up hitting her again. So they have hit a run in. Not getting a hit, but getting hit.
It's close to being the same thing, sort of.
Close enough, I
Close
guess we
enough.
could say. So that will be runners moving around, as it'll be Zoe Schmidt who ends up scoring.
It's kind of a misnomer to say that this is softball. Whoa, look at the shot. Oh, short
Furman
shot.
hits that one over to
What a
short,
nice
fires
play
it
by the
third.
shortstop.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that turns into a ground out. So that will take us to the end of the second as Waynoka tacks on one more run to make it 10-6. Rails on top.
This portion of today's broadcast, this evening's broadcast, is brought to you by Mock Resources. The headquarters, it's an Oklahoma company. Mock Resources has a nice office facility here in Waynoka. And we thank KC and all of the Mock people supporting the community, the kids and what they do in sports in all areas. Support them on FFA ventures, on 4-H ventures, music. Mary Hill has brought the music program back here in Waynoka up to great standards. We just thank all of our sponsors so much. And as I was saying to you just last night, I was talking with your buddy, Tyler. What's Tyler's last name? Riggs, yeah. And I said, Tyler, you obviously have a lot of trouble with women. And so when that happens, think of this, Tyler. Viv's Flowers and Things in Waynoka. You load them up with a dozen long stem red roses, nothing will go wrong in your life again, Tyler. And I think he's considering it. Cade.
You might have put the works on him. Now, the person that put the works on is not Tyler.
It's not?
It's Tyler's mother.
Oh.
That's who you put the works on. I could tell this story because we already did it on K101 years ago. His mother had a Facebook post or something about the show, imploring CJ or Sean Kelly or one of them on air, Kudman, this is happening, to tell Tyler, listen, I think it was a sponsor similar to Viv's Flowers where it's just, hey, Tyler, you got to find somebody. And the look he gave all of us was something.
What was it? You got to find someone?
Yeah, you got to find somebody.
Somebody.
You got to get settled, Tyler. I'm still young. He always calls himself an old man, so he needs to settle down, I guess.
Tyler is is not settled down. He's
No,
not. He's not
in
settled.
Guyman tonight. I think that's the opposite of settling
It
down. Going
is.
from Covington to Guyman in the span of a day.
It is. It is. Now, he'll be a little docile tomorrow because he's going to get back. He's going to roll back into Woodward about the crack of 3:30.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a tough trip back.
That is. I mean, any of those trips through the Panhandle can be pretty brutal to do. But a 2-1 count here for Paisley. I mean, they can be. Some of them can be brutal. Some of them not as much. Kind of depends on. Are you going to a boys' city or a Felt, even if you had to go all the way out there for basketball? I made that trip before to
Really?
Felt, not for basketball, but on my way to New Mexico.
Yeah.
3-1 count now for Paisley.
Here's a tough one.
Pitch on the way from Whitaker.
Ooh, little high.
That one will go just a bit high and a walk drawn for Paisley.
Well, I'm going to go work more reunion stuff. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Okay,
that is
somebody's got to do it. So we call on me, and here I go.
All righty.
Okay, bye.
Ten to 6 here in the top of the third. Waynoka with the lead. It's a 2-0 count now for Wolf. Runner on first, Paisley. As Wolf puts that one into play, rolls right down the first base line, and applying the tag is Watson. So a ground out to first, but moves Paisley to second. So one away in the third. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply that scored 6 runs in the first inning, but has not scored since, as the next pitch goes over the head of Briley. Who is batting in the 9 spot here. Second pitch goes by, and that'll be ball number 2. So 1 on and 1 out. Next pitch on the way from Whitaker ends up hitting Briley on the shoulder, and so that'll be a hit by pitch to move her aboard. So now 2 runners on. So that'll reset things to the top of the lineup with Reese. Got a walk her first time around. Whitaker waits, now fires in. First pitch low for ball 1. 10-6 game in Waynoka's favor right now. That could quickly change. 2 runners on for Fargo-Gage Ford Supply, and now a 2-0 count for Reese as that pitch sails just a bit over her head. 2-0 on the way from Whitaker, who fires in that one about the same trajectory, just moves in an arc over. Now 3-0 to Reese. Coach giving Reese the green light here. Whitaker fires in, and that pitch will go just a bit outside. It's a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded. So now moves Paisley to third, Briley at second, and Reese on at first. Whitaker fires away to Zaley. First pitch to Zaley goes just behind the plate for ball 1. A 10-6 lead for Waynoka here in the top of the third. Bases are loaded for Zaley as a ball goes behind the mound yet, or all the way to the backstop again, but no one moving. One count for Zaley. Runners go in motion again. Another throwback in time. Tried to get it. Got the out. Or did she? Never mind. Umpire's going to say safe. Two 1 count to Zaley. Pitch fires once again over the head of Zaley. Now 3-1. So a 3-1 count to Zaley. Bases loaded for Fargo-Gage Fourth Supply. Bearcats trailing 10-6 here in the top of the third. Zaley takes a swing at it, can't get it, and he'll work the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out already here in this third inning. Waynoka scored 10 straight runs. They'd like to keep it that way, but Fargo-Gage Fourth Supply has threatened multiple times and gotten runs out of it. They threaten yet again. This pitch put into play by Zaley as it'll be a flip to second to get one of the outs. A 1 run will score. So that'll be an RBI outfielder's choice there. 10-7. Zaley able to get aboard, and now Taylor up to bat. So pitcher versus pitcher here. 2 outs, but a 10-7 lead for Waynoka here in the top of the third. As this one put into play again, zips right past Canner White. It will work its way into the outfield. 1 run will score. Another one rounding home in Zaley, and possibly an RBI triple, a 2 RBI triple indeed for Taylor. And we have a tight ball game again, 10-9. And so now Cambria. First pitch to Cambria, a strike. So a 1-run game yet again. Been a tight one here. Next pitch in the dirt to make it 2-0. Is everyone ready? Possible throwdown opportunity. Play at third. The umpire saying that he's blocked, doesn't have a view of it, so the call stays as safe. I mean, every Waynoka player was watching that like a hawk, but the umpire didn't have a clean view of it, so he can't make an actual call on it. That's something you can't blame him for. I mean, you got the players in front of him. He can't see it. So Fargo-Gage Fourth Supply will stay alive. Next pitch, a called strike. Next pitch, ball low for a ball. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Waynoka with a 10-9 lead on Fargo-Gage Fourth Supply. Whitaker fires in and ends up hitting Cambry. So another hit by pitch keeps the inning alive for the Bearcats. Runners at the corners yet again, and it'll bring up Kadri. Fargo-Gage Fourth Supply close to batting around again. This will be batter number 8 this inning. Whitaker fires away, and it's yet another hit by pitch, and the bases are loaded yet again. It is the 3rd hit batter this inning for Whitaker. Now we get to Page. The 9th batter of the inning. And also another batter around that ball goes behind Page for ball 1. So bases loaded yet again for Fargo-Gage Fourth Supply. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Waynoka 10-9 lead. Pitch on the way from Whitaker. And that one will roll all the way to the backstop. Running in is number 5. That is Taylor, who ends up scoring it. And we're tied. We are tied off the wild pitch. 10-10 ball game. Runners at second and third. Whitaker fires, Page swing and a miss. Ball goes to the backstop again. Another run scores for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply in Cambry. And now it's an 11-10 ball game. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply moves back on top. And this wild bonanza of a game continues. Next pitch on the way to Page, a swing and a miss at that one. Ends up being strike number 2. Two on the way, and that one will go in for a called strike 3 to get out of the inning. But not without some damage done by Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. 11-10, the Bearcats retake the lead over Waynoka. We'll take a break and be right back. We're watching Waynoka softball here on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Warm up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Welcome back to Waynoka. Cade Kennedy here with you as we get ready for the bottom of the third with Rieta Bozeiden up first for the Lady Rails. First pitch to Bozeiden goes a bit high for a ball. So Fargo-Gage Fort Supply had a 6-0 lead, then got down 9-6 at the end of the first inning. Next pitch in for a called strike evens it up to Bozeiden. Then Waynoka added a run on to make it 10-6 through 2. But now the Bearcats have come storming back with a few runs of their own as Bozeiden hits one just foul. Good contact on it, but foul to make it a 1-2 count down the left base side. So now Waynoka finds themselves back in the same position they did earlier, which is, can they get a win out of this, and can they rally again? Still trying to get win number 2 in the year. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply looking for win number 1. Next pitch in, and a little bit 2 in, it looks like. Count evens up 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rieta Bozeiden. Can Waynoka rally back is going to be the story of this. They did it once already, and they did a really good job at it, but can they do it a second time? Ball bounces across. So there'll be ball 3. 3-2 count to Bozeiden. The 3-2 on the way from Paisley. That one bounces low. It'll be a walk for Rieta Bozeiden. A little fun back and forth between the umpire and one of the Fargo-Gage Fort Supply coaches saying, hey, when it's a dead ball, I'd like to see you put your hands up. So the umpire that time made a point to put his hands up and let him know, hey, it's okay, I did it. Xavier Watson puts some contact on it. That one will get down fair on the left baseline. Bozian trots to third. Watson to second. Throw comes in. Bozian will race on to third. Watson will get a triple, and Bozian will score. An RBI triple for Ava Watson ties this game up 11-11. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. As now Zoe Schmidt makes her way up to home plate with an opportunity to give Waynoka the lead back yet again. 22 runs scored already in this game. Can we get a 23rd? First pitch to Schmidt down low, ball one. As the Waynoka bench back to life. His next pitch low towards the backstop. Here comes Watson. Play at the plate, and there is no play. Watson scores it, and Waynoka has the lead back on a wild pitch. Now 12-11. Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Two-0 count to Schmidt. That one goes right down the middle, called strike. Now 2-1. So nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Waynoka now a 12-11 lead. Schmidt tries to get some contact on that one instead. The count evens back up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two on the way to Schmidt. Bounces in front of home plate. That will be ball 3. All the bases open for Schmidt, but a full count. Paisley winds up, fires, and that one is in for a called strike 3. Got Schmidt out looking. So it'll be the first out of the bottom of the third, but Waynoka does have the lead back 12-11. So it'll bring up Kayla Kurtzinger. First pitch to Kurtzinger goes about helmet level outside for ball 1. One 0 on the way to Kurtzinger. That one a bit outside as well. Now makes it 2-0. The 2-0 delivery. That one's a bit low as well. And so now it's 3 balls and no strikes for number 3, Kayla Kurtzinger. Paisley on the delivery. Kurtzinger puts that one in play. Hops off the glove of Paisley. Fires over to first and is able to get there in time. Are the Bearcats. It'll be a ground out for Kurtzinger and out number 2. And that'll bring up Oakley Whitaker. As Whitaker, the opportunity to try to extend it. Whitaker has struck out both times she has been up. Whitaker takes a crack at the first pitch for strike number 1. A 1 from Paisley goes a bit low and all the way to the backstop, rolls and leaving the count up 1 ball, 1 strike for Whitaker. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup. Coach Klein wanted to check and see if that had hit Whitaker. It had. Next pitch fouled off for strike number 2. A 1-2 delivery from Paisley, and Whitaker swings at that one for strike 3. And so a strikeout by Whitaker ends the inning, but Waynoka able to move back in front with 2 runs in the third. It's 12-11. Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply as we make our way to the 4th inning. Take a break and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball. You're on KALV.
Core Bank in Waynoka was so named because of their customers. The name speaks to strength, substance, strong character, plus sound banking principles, heart, and soul. Offering strong, convenient banking in their community has been the aim, the goal of Core Bank of Waynoka, with a foundation dating to the early 1900s and shepherded for the last 50 years, headed by President Mick George and now Weston Hill, Vice President and Loan Officer. Core Bank, member FDIC, serving the community from downtown Waynoka. Call or come by, proudly supporting all things Northwest Oklahoma. Go Rails!
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through. You'll love the look, the feel, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
Welcome back to Waynoka. Ed Kennedy here with you as we have made our way to the top of the fourth, and Waynoka has a 12-11 lead in a barn burner of a game against Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Two teams that trying to find some more positive momentum here. Still not close to the midway point of the season yet. Looks like for both sides, if you look at their schedules. But as we get going, start with Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. It'll be Paisley up to bat first. Paisley, who's drawn 2 walks already in this game. First pitch on the way from Whitaker goes low for ball 1. Oakley Whitaker, who is back in, fires across, a swing and a miss for Paisley. The 1-1 on the way to Paisley, just a bit outside. A 2-1 count. Next pitch goes down, goes low, and hits off the foot of Paisley. It'll be another hit by pitch. It feels like there have been just so many of those in this game combined for both teams. It's known Paisley makes her way to first for the 3rd time today. So they'll bring up Wolf. Wolf, who walked her first time around, grounded out the second time. First pitch rolls to the backstop and a ball, but Paisley will stay at first. 12-11. Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply here, top of the 4th. Runner on, the next pitch goes and hits Wolf. Back-to-back hit by pitches, and this is how Fargo-Gage Fort Supply has been able to draw some of that momentum. It's easy to get on base when you keep getting hit. So now Briley back up, who has already been hit by a pitch earlier today. The next pitch rolls, hits off her, but it hit the dirt first. She's going to move across. Umpire's going to say it's a hit by pitch. It's 3 straight hit by pitches. And just like that, with nobody out, the bases are loaded for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply again. The 3rd time in 4 innings that it's happened. Now we have a quick meeting between Temperance Boziden and Oakley Whitaker. Bases loaded now for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Nobody out in the top of the 4th. Waynoka a 12-11 lead. Yes, you heard that right. A 12-11 ball game. This has been a high-scoring game. It's Waynoka, the most runs Waynoka's put on anybody so far this year. First pitch goes a bit high over the head of Reese, who's reached on 2 walks already today. The 1-0 on the way from Whitaker. That one goes over the head yet again for ball number 2. I mean, Whitaker, who had that zone, I mean, she came into the game in relief of Temperance Boziden, was able to have a great second inning, didn't give up any runs, was able to get 2 strikeouts out of the deal. But since then, it's turned back into hit by pitches, walks, and now a 3-0 count here to Reese. The possibility of walking this game into a tie ball game. Walk a run in, and it's a 12-12 game. Pitch on the way for Whitaker, and that one put into play. Hit right to Furman, who gets 1 run. Play at the plate. It's a double play. And a great play for the Lady Rails. A much-needed play as well. And so a double play for Waynoka. Much needed. A ground out to third. A great job by Furman getting the force out there at third and then throwing it home. And now bring up Zaley, who walked once and flew out once. This pitch goes for a ball. So a potential crisis averted, at least for now. 2 outs for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Runners on first and second. And Zaley gets hit. The 4th hit by pitch of the inning. As it now moves Wolf to third and Briley to second. With Zaley now at first, it'll bring up Taylor. So pitcher versus pitcher once again. As Whitaker delivers just a bit too high, possible play not going to happen. As racing back to third is Wolf. So 1 ball and no strikes to Taylor. On the way from Whitaker, that one put into play, and it will just get down fair as 1 run will score, and it looks like another to give Fargo-Gage Fort Supply the lead on a 2 RBI single by Taylor. And that is exactly what Fargo-Gage Fort Supply needed to give them a 13-12 lead and move back in front. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, when they've had opportunities today, they've taken advantage of them as Cambry back up, who has had a walk, has been hit by a pitch, and also has a strikeout on the day. First pitch goes for ball 1, it looks like. On the way, and that one will go just a bit outside. Make it a 2-0 count to Cambry. Runners at first and second for the Bearcats. A 13-12 game in Fargo-Gage Fort Supply's favor. Pitch on the way, just a bit high again, and that'll make it 3-0. Whitaker fires across down the middle and a called strike. So 3 balls and now that 1 strike for Cambry. Whitaker fires again. That one just a bit high, and the bases will be loaded once again. Second walk of the day for Cambry. So Zaley at third, Taylor at second, and Cambry at first brings up Kadri, who's a walk and has been hit by 2 different pitches today. 13-12, Fargo-Gage Fort Supply on top of Waynoka with 2 outs. First pitch to Kadri, a strike right down the middle. Whitaker fires away. That one put into play by Kadri, racing for it, trying to get a throw. Can anyone get there? Not in time. Another run scores for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. So it'll be a single, an RBI single for Kadri, moves everybody around. Now the umpire's going to call time. Coach Klein having a question. One of the umpires. asking, well, if the ball's in the way and our player's going to get it, and Fargo-Gage Ford Supply's base runners trying to move from second to third, who has the right of way there? Who has the advantage? Who can do what and who can't? The umpire trying to explain it to us. It's now 14-12. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply on top of Waynoka with the RBI single by Kadri. So Coach Klein given the explanation. Bases still loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply leading by 2. First pitch just a bit low to Page. Page, the number 6 batter, who has had a walk and 2 strikeouts today. Second pitch of the at-bat on the way. That one just grazes the bottom of the box for strike 1. Whitaker able to paint the zone the last time. Goes in, delivers another strike. Got Page to chase that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to get another strikeout on Page today, which would be out number 3, and get Waynoka back in a pretty good situation. They've responded twice. They're going to have to respond third time. Pitch down the middle and a strikeout looking for Page. And so that'll be out number 3. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply able to get 3 more runs to take a 14-12 lead into the bottom of the fourth. We'll see what Waynoka does and if they can respond once again. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
Joe Parsons has worked hard and has succeeded in becoming the go-to realtor for
Agriculture.
We are very fortunate to live, to work, and to be able to play in this part of the world. We're also thankful for all of our blessings, our friends, and our neighbors in and around the Waynoka area. One of our big blessings is having our own animal doctor. That's Dr. Michaela Zook. Dr. Michaela Zook is now located in downtown Waynoka and can be reached at any time by telephone, 580-554-0226. Dr. Michaela Zook. One more blessing. And our hometown veterinarian.
America's Oasis, a whole new world of off-road delight. America's Oasis, joining the north edge of the Little Sahara State Park just south of Waynoka, is open for business, and they invite you and your family to come stay and play. To explore all the possibilities, go to their website, americasoasis.com, and see the many ways you can come to Northwest Oklahoma and play in the sand. America's Oasis, an amazing concept. You have to experience it to believe it. Come visit America's Oasis, just south of Waynoka, the little city by the sand.
Back in Waynoka is the Lady Rails down 14-12, entering the bottom of the fourth. What has been an adventure of a game with 26 combined runs and possibly a little bit more. We'll have to see. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply had a 6-0 lead. Waynoka came back to eventually go up 10-6. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply had 11-10 lead. Waynoka came back to take a 12-11. Cannon Wyatt's first pitch gets hit, and that one will sail foul. That one goes all the way just about to the fence. It looks like the left fielder got hit. Or maybe it's just a bug in the face, it looks like. Which that might be worse than getting hit in the face if you run into a bug the right way. So either way, a foul ball for Cannon Wyatt. Wyatt, who is a triple and been hit by a pitch as well today. They were able to retrieve the ball they were chasing after, so they are good to go there. So an 0-1 count to Wyatt. No outs here, just starting the bottom of the fourth. Wyatt takes another big hack, and that one fouled behind this time for an 0-2 count. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply with 3 runs in the top of the fourth. What will Waynoka answer with is going to be the big question here. As Wyatt fouls that one again. Ready for the fourth pitch of the at-bat for Cannon Wyatt. Paisley fires up once again. That pitch just a bit outside. The ball finally seen for Wyatt. Making it a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way, and Wyatt hammers that one again, going back towards left, over the left fielder's head and racing all the way to the wall. Wyatt towards second, rounding second, going for third. Play, is she in time? Now she gets caught in a rundown, falls down, and is tagged out. Wyatt gets a little too aggressive and thrown out in between second and third. A great hit for Wyatt, but could not get all the way to third. Just an unfortunate situation there. So one away for the Lady Rails in the bottom of the fourth. Now Gracie Martinelli up, and she laces one back to the pitcher, calmly throws it over to first, gets the catch, and that's out number 2. And a bit of momentum now for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply on a grounder from Martinelli. So now it's up to Temperance Boziden, who's walked today and been hit by a pitch. Started as the pitcher in this game, got pulled and turned into the catcher to try to give Waynoka something back, down 14-12. First pitch down the middle for a called strike. And Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, this is the best they have looked pitching-wise and defensively so far today. Next pitch just a bit down low, makes it 1-1. Waynoka has scored in every single inning so far, all 3 of them, trying to keep that alive. Down 14-12 in inning number 4. As Boziden laces that one just a bit foul. And we're going to have catches interference as the call. Coach Klein will have a decision. She'll say Boziden go to first. So, I mean, the 2 choices were put Temperance Boziden at first or have a foul ball. I think the answer to that one, what you make, is pretty clear. She'll bring Reagan Furman up, who had a 3 RBI double and grounded out her second time up. As that one a hot shot coming right to the Waynoka bench. The foul ball. As Furman now laces that one towards center field. It'll move Boziden all the way to third, and a base hit for Furman. A nice piece of hitting there to get the single. And now a runner in scoring position. Waynoka looking to threaten again. Runners at the corners, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Waynoka down 14-12. So Rihanna Boziden, who has a double on the day, walked as well, has come home both times. First pitch is just a bit in. 1-0 count. Rihanna Boziden. Temperance Boziden is on third as Furman has moved up to second. Next pitch again, just a bit low. Boziden once again daring Fargo-Gage Fort Supply to make a play in the infield. And it doesn't happen yet again. Boziden scoots back to third. And while it's a 2-0 count for Rihanna Boziden. 2-0 on the way. That one just a bit high now, 3-0. Temperance Boziden keeps daring the catcher to do something, and it just, Page is not having it. Just walking up to Boziden saying, "Do you really want me to throw this back to third? I mean, if you want me to." The runners in scoring position for the Lady Rails. Runners at second and third. A 3-0 count to Rihanna Boziden. That one low. It'll be a 4-pitch walk. Now the bases loaded for Waynoka. And so now it'll bring up Ava Watson. And Watson, who has had a single today, has had a triple today. A double would give her just about everything you can have in the field. First pitch low for a ball. Poseidon once again looking to threaten. Page will walk her back to third. It's Paisley. Looks now, delivers on the 1-0. That one just a bit high. Poseidon wants to threaten again now. Trots ever so slowly back to third. His Fargo-Gage Ford Supply coaches want to say, hey, listen, we don't have to chase her down every single time. We don't have to run. We don't have to keep playing this out every single possession. The next pitch goes, and it'll be a 3-0 count to Watson. So 3-0 now to Watson. As Coach Baker's saying, if you want to, you can just walk her at this rate. It's already 3-0. Pitch on the way. That one's high, and that will walk the run in. And so now they don't have to deal with Poseidon there, and the run scores an RBI walk. If there can be such thing as an RBI walk, we'll call it as one. So now 14-13, Waynoka gets a run back. We'll bring up Zoe Schmidt, who's been hit by 2 pitches and struck out as well. First pitch in for a called strike. Bases still loaded for the Lady Rails. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Waynoka down 14-13. Schmidt fouls that one away. No balls and 2 strikes. It's Paisley. Fires away on the 0-2. That one low. Now 1-2 to Schmidt. Bases still loaded for Waynoka, trailing by a run. They've scored every single inning, including already here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to score again. As that pitch in the strike zone, and that is another strikeout looking for Schmidt. So Waynoka able to get one back, but not tie this one up just yet. Fargo-Gage Ford Supply with a 14-13 lead going into the top of the 5th. We'll take a quick break and be right back. We're watching Waynoka softball here on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Clean Harbors, hazardous waste disposal and recycling services provide the widest range of recycling, treatment, and disposal options for all your hazardous waste streams. Unmatched in North America, our infrastructure of hazardous waste management facilities services all of the U.S. and Canada, northern Mexico, and Puerto Rico. We handle both drum and bulk hazardous waste in liquid, solid, semi-solid, sludge, and gas forms. One call handles all your hazardous waste disposal needs. Located in Waynoka, where we proudly support our railroaders.
What do you look for in a good ag lender? Local decision making? Quick responses on questions? Personalized business packages with a focus on your financial goals? Guidance with the latest technology? on-site visits with respect for your time and your schedule. Well, if that sounds good to you, you should give us a call. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the leader in ag lending.
Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, an equal housing lender, online at farmcreditloans.com.
Back in Waynoka, starting the top of the fifth, Fargo-Gage Fort Supply with a 14-13 lead over Waynoka. And what has been back and forth, and maybe even a little bit more back and forth is Paisley back up again for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Feels like she has been the leadoff batter for 3 straight innings now, and it feels like that because she has been as the pitch across for a strike. Paisley a walk, another walk, and a hit by pitch. Those have been her 3 appearances. A 1-1 count, delivery on the way from Whitaker. That one just a bit outside to make it 2-1 to Paisley. The Fargo-Gage Fort Supply side fired up, and they should be. I mean, they have a lead in the top of the fifth. This has not been a position Fargo-Gage Fort Supply has been in a lot, as that pitch, a swing and a miss by Paisley to even the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The team that's 0-7 on the season. Waynoka's 1-5. This has been the best outing for Waynoka's offense. They had a game where they scored 8 runs against Medford. They have obviously surpassed that with 13. This is the best game for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply's offense as well. Next pitch just a bit out of the zone. It'll be a worked full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Whitaker winds up, delivers, full count, down the middle for strike 3. And a much-needed punch-out there for Whitaker. So they'll bring up number 25, Wolf, who bats in that 8th spot. First pitch to Wolf is a swing and a miss. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, 6 runs in the first inning, 5 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. Next pitch just a bit off. Evens the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. What has been an absolute fight of a game so far. And my guess is that it'll continue to be as the next pitch just goes a bit over the head of Wolf. Now 2 balls and a strike. As Oakley Whitaker, who came in the first inning in relief for Temperance Bozeiden, who had already given up a decent amount of runs, had already given up 5 runs as the count now moves to 3-1 in favor of Wolf. And since then, I mean, the game has been on in Waynoka's favor 13-9, but you can't just play a game like that. As the next pitch put into play, right to first, bobbled by Watson, steps on the bag anyway to get the out. So 2 outs now on the top of the 5th for the Bearcats. 2 have gone up, 2 have gone down. We're going to have a substitution here. So we'll have a substitution as 8. We'll check in for 6 to explain that is Lonnie checking in for Briley. Briley, who had a strikeout, 2 hit by pitches on the day. Lonnie in as a pinch runner earlier, scored in the first inning, one of those 6 runs that came across. This will be her first at bat today. So again, first pitch just a bit off the zone there. And that'll be ball 1. As Whitaker resets, fires, and is able to draw a foul ball. One on the way from Whitaker. That one able to graze across the strike zone. Move the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Whitaker fires back, 1-2 in the zone. There's another strikeout. And a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 5th as Waynoka still only down by a run, 14-13. Lady Rails have scored in all 4 innings so far. We will see what they do in the bottom of the 5th. But first, we'll take a break and be right back. Watching Waynoka softball here on KALV.
Core Bank in Waynoka was so named because of their customers. The name speaks to strength, substance, strong character, plus sound banking principles, heart, and soul. Offering strong, convenient banking in their community has been the aim, the goal of Core Bank of Waynoka, with a foundation dating to the early 1900s and shepherded for the last 50 years, headed by President Mick George and now Weston Hill, Vice President and Loan Officer. Core Bank, member FDIC, serving the community from downtown Waynoka. Call or come by, proudly supporting all things Northwest Oklahoma. Go Rails!
Holder Drug, your local pharmacy. Stop in and check out some of the new available items at Holders, starting with our hanging scrolls and banners. Expecting a child soon? Holder Drug is the perfect place for your baby registry. Find more information by stopping by the store or visit us online at holderdrug.com. As always, free delivery with your medications and prescriptions, along with specials at the fountain. That's Holder Drug, located on the downtown square, right here in Alva.
Joe Parsons has worked hard and has succeeded in becoming the go-to realtor for this part of the country. So if you want to sell your part of this country or you want to buy part of this country, Joe wants to hear from you. Call Joe Parsons at 580-748-2640.
Back in Waynoka on Alumni Reunion Weekend. We've got a barn burner going on of a softball game. 14-13. I get that it's a Friday night in August, but they didn't have to have a football score for this game, but we do anyways. 14-13. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply on top of Waynoka to get ready for the bottom of the 5th, starting with Kayla Kurtzinger, first pitch. Kayla takes a bit of a swing at it, able to get a foul touch on that one. No balls and 1 strike to Kurtzinger. Second pitch on the way from Paisley. That one will roll all the way to the backstop and even up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Okay, as mentioned, Kurtzinger launches one that will just go a bit foul. Kind of near the vicinity of us. That would have been where we had thought about broadcasting maybe a little bit earlier today, and now I can say I'm glad we didn't choose that spot. Just a bit off to our left. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kurtzinger, low in the dirt, and that'll leaving us up again, 2-2. First batter of the bottom of the 5th for the Lady Rails, trailing by 1 run. Next pitch to Kurtzinger, swing and a miss for strike 3. So now Oakley Whitaker will come up, who struck out all 3 times today that she has been up. Trying to break that cycle. Whitaker puts it almost into play. That one a bit foul. Again, near our area. But that's what you like to see, at least. You know, if your bottom of the lineup can start to get some contact on the ball as well, that's a good sign. So an 0-1 for Whitaker. Paisley fires. Whitaker takes a crack at it. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. The bottom of the 5th, a 14-13 lead for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. As Whitaker lets that one sail by and out of the zone for ball 1. It's Paisley on the way with the 1-2. As Whitaker tips that one, and no good, stay fair, and roll past the left fielder. Whitaker able to get on board with a base hit, her first of the day. And the single for Whitaker gives Waynoka a little bit of life and a little bit of momentum on the offensive side. Had it on the defensive end. We're seeing it carry over now. And why is that so important? It's your 9-hole. Now you reset top of the lineup. And here comes Cannon Wyatt, who had a triple today, hit by a pitch as well. That time, she gets hit by a pitch on her first pitch thrown to her. A second hit by pitch for Cannon Wyatt, and it'll move Whitaker to second. So now Gracie Martinelli will be up. With the lights being on a Friday night, a fun game here, and a wild pitch swung on by Martinelli, but moves runners to second and third. Runners now in scoring position for Waynoka. Lady Rails down by a run. The next pitch goes across, just a bit outside for a ball. Evens things up 1-1 to Martinelli. Whitaker at third and Wyatt at second. Two runners in scoring position, only one out for Waynoka's. Next pitch fouled away by Martinelli. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's Martinelli, who was hit by a pitch, has 2 outs as well today. Fouls that one back. As Whitaker ran from third almost all the way to home, thinking it was a wild pitch moment, that maybe she could tie the game, but alas, it's only a foul ball. Runners still at second and third. Next pitch, a swing and a miss by Martinelli, but bobbled, so it will be an out. And now a little bit of havoc waiting in a rundown. Whitaker moves for third and gets thrown out at home. So a double play to end the inning. And that is one of the closer plays at the plate we've had today, and a bit of a momentum killer. It's the first time all day Waynoka's not scored in an inning, so zeros across the board will take us to the 6th inning. Still a 14-13 ball game. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply on top of Waynoka. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
America's Oasis, a whole new world of off-road delight. America's Oasis, joining the north edge of the Little Sahara State Park just south of Waynoka, is open for business, and they invite you and your family to come stay and play. To explore all the possibilities, go to their website, americasoasis.com, and see the many ways you can come to Northwest Oklahoma and play in the sand. America's Oasis, an amazing concept. You have to experience it to believe it. Come visit America's Oasis, just south of Waynoka, the little city by the sand.
Clean Harbors, hazardous waste disposal and recycling services provide the widest range of recycling, treatment, and disposal options for all your hazardous waste streams. Unmatched in North America, our infrastructure of hazardous waste management facilities services all of the U.S. and Canada, northern Mexico, and Puerto Rico. We handle both drum and bulk hazardous waste in liquid, solid, semi-solid, sludge, and gas forms. One call handles all your hazardous waste disposal needs. Located in Waynoka, where we proudly support our railroaders.
Back in Waynoka. Cade Kennedy here with you in the top of the 6th. As Fargo-Gage Fort Supply has a 14-13 lead over Waynoka in what has been an exciting game, a very offense-heavy game. But last inning was a bit different. We haven't seen this happen a lot today. 0 runs in the inning for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply in the top of the 5th, and nothing for Waynoka in the bottom of the 5th. As the first pitch to Reese goes below her for ball 1. As the 1-0 on the way from Whitaker bounces off, and that'll be ball number 2. 2-0. On the way from Whitaker. Reese has to move out of the way or else he's going to get hit with this one. And that makes it 3-0. And I don't know if that was more just an instinct move or anything else. With the amount of hit by pitches that have happened in this game, I think you'd be okay wearing one of them. Reese is one of the few that has not been hit by a pitch. Next one on the way for a called strike. Makes it a 3-1 count. Reese walked in the first inning, walked in the third, and grounded out in the fourth. Next pitch goes a bit outside for ball 4. So a walk for Reese to start inning number 6 will now bring up Zaley. Zaley walked, hit by a pitch, and also flew out in the third inning. First pitch to her goes a bit high. Reese thought about taking off to second, instead staying put at first. So no outs for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply here in the top of the 6th with a runner on first. Zaley gets ready, tries to put it into play, instead fouls it away. Looked like a potential hit and run opportunity there for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, just trying to slap it along. Instead, the foul ball will reset everything back to where it was. But a bit of a gap there as Schmidt and Wyatt both playing way off of second, trying to cover everywhere else. Next pitch goes just a bit off, back throwing to Watson. Play at first, and she's out, could not get back in time, and a pickoff of Reese. Beautiful play there to just zing it back to Watson. It's a 2-1 count to Zaley. But now one down and nobody on base as Zaley able to whack that one, but caught by Wyatt at short. And so that's that kind of defensive momentum we've talked about. You get one nice play and it stacks on top of each other, and you get another nice one. And in a matter of only seconds, we go from no outs to 2 outs. As now Taylor will come up, hit by a pitch, popped up, a triple and a single as Taylor grounds that one foul. Right back to the Fargo-Gage Fort Supply coach here by the third base side. So an 0-1 count for Taylor. Trying to get another hit on the day. That pitch ends up hitting Taylor. And she'll take her spot on first. Second time today she's been hit by a pitch. Now up and batting at cleanup is Cambry, who's a walk two hit by pitch to strikeout with a roller over to Wyatt, flips it back to second, tries to get the out, and does. Schmidt just able to hold on to that one, and it is a nice inning again for the Waynoka defense to force another 0 on the board. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, where it's still 14-13. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply on top of Waynoka. Take a break and be right back. You're watching Waynoka Softball here on KALV.
What do you look for in a good ag lender? Local decision making? Quick responses on questions? Personalized business packages with a focus on your financial goals? Guidance with the latest technology? On-site visits with respect for your time and your schedule? Well, if that sounds good to you, you should give us a call. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the leader in ag lending.
Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, an equal housing lender, online at farmcreditloans.com.
Warm up with a class at Northwest Technology Center this month. Choose one of our evening classes, including computer fundamentals, cooking, health-related courses, business development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Rachel's Cafe in downtown Waynoka is like its owner. Beautiful. From the front door, clear through, You'll love the look, the feel, well, and you'll love the taste at Rachel's Cafe. With a full menu and a daily special, Rachel's is burgers, calf fries, and much, much more. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 4 and Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m. Say hi to Rachel and her great staff in downtown Waynoka.
Back in Waynoka here at the bottom of the sixth. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply with a 14-13 lead. Up now, Temperance Bozide. First pitch to her was a strike. Next pitch just a bit outside, evens the count up at 1-1. It's been a back and forth the entire time. The next pitch just a bit of a swing and a miss for a called strike. Now 1-2 count to Boziden, who reached on a walk, was hit by a pitch, and reached on catcher's interference. Just about every way you can get on without actually getting a hit, as another pitch to her rolls off. Even the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 to Boziden. On the way from Paisley, who's been in ever since the second inning. And will go just a bit outside, working the count all the way full is Temperance Boziden. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count on the way. That one low in the dirt, and it's another walk for Boziden. Her second drawn of the day. A runner on for the Lady Rails, trailing by a run here in the sixth. And coming up now is Reagan Furman, who has a double, a single, and grounded out, hits one right down the third base line, but goes foul. An 0-1 now to Furman, who has shown quite a bit of power so far today. The runner on, Boziden at first. Waynoka scoring in innings 1 through 4. Both teams not scoring in the fifth. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply also getting shut down in the top of the sixth. Can Waynoka respond? The question once again. Ball goes down. Boziden in motion over to second and able to take it. Count evens up, 1 ball and a strike for Furman. Next pitch just a bit outside. Boziden threatening again. I mean, this is what she did last time. Every single pitch that was just a bit outside had an opportunity to try to cause a little bit of chaos. Boziden would be up and running, trying to see what the catcher, Page, wants to do. Next pitch a bit outside as well. Now 3-1. Boziden does the exact same thing. Just wanting to make Page think about it a little bit and see if she can force an error, try to safely get to third. 3-1 on the way to Furman, and that one in for a called strike. Count worked all the way full, I believe. Pitch on the way. That one is low, and it'll be a walk. So Furman able to get aboard safely. Runners at first and second now, and nobody out for the Lady Rails, and that'll bring up Rihanna Boziden, who has reached on 2 walks today and had a double in the first inning. First pitch on the way to Rihanna Boziden, who shows bunt. Instead, it goes towards the backstop. Runners will move around, and now both are in scoring position at second and third. Furman going to second, and Temperance Boziden at third. Of course, a 1-0 count. Rihanna Boziden. See if Boziden shows bunt again. She did this earlier. Just trying to see how Paisley reacts to it. This time, no sign of bunt. Pitch to Boziden, just a bit high. A great eye there once again to work it towards 2-0. Top of the sixth went by, and Fargo-Gage Fort Supply did not score again. It's the third time this game that when they have scored, it has been in bunches. But we are here in the bottom of the sixth. Boziden shows bunt, and that one will go foul. 14-13 the score. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, the visitors on top of Waynoka. Now we'll have a quick meeting. The infield, Coach Baker, rest of the infielders here. Now the catcher Page slowly coming in as well as Coach Baker calls for her to come up and join the conversation as well. Wait for the meeting on the mound to come to a conclusion. Paisley, of course, staying in. I think that's Fargo-Gage, Fort Supply. Coach Baker, he had made that decision a while ago, but runners still at second and third. Getting back to action, Rieta Boziden with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Nobody out, but 2 in scoring position. Pitch on the way, just a bit off. No, it hits Boziden, and the bases will be loaded on a hit by pitch. I thought it had went by her, but instead it hit her. And now up comes Ava Watson, who has a single, a triple, and a walk on the day. This is who you want up. Watson smashes that one towards the outfield, trying to make a play on it, and it's bobbled. Boziden will race in and score. And everybody is safe. Bases loaded again, and Watson able to score on the error to move to first and get the RBI off of it. So everybody moving around, and it's a 14-14 game here in the bottom of the 6th, bringing up Zoe Schmidt. And Schmidt gets hit. And now Waynoka takes the lead back in the maybe most anticlimactic way you can do it, an RBI hit by pitch. And so that'll move Rieta Boziden to third, Ava Watson to second, put Zoe Schmidt on first, and Waynoka has moved back in front to take a 15-14 lead. The next run, if another one is scored, is the 30th run of the game combined. As Kayla Kurtzinger tries to chase the first pitch and ends up getting called for the strike. Bases still loaded and nobody out here in Waynoka. And Kurtzinger gets hit again. Or Kurtzinger hit again. And that'll be another RBI hit by pitch. And that'll make it 16-14. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Waynoka is just continuing to literally roll with the hits here and see what they're going to do about it. Now, as Fargo-Gage Fort Supply, looks like we had a quick conversation and maybe a pitching change is on the way. It looks like that is going to be the case, as they're going to go back to Taylor here in the 6th inning. So you look at all the innings of work put together. Paisley able to go for 3.2. And had given up 7 runs on the day. So Taylor will come back in to try to finish the job for Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Score once again is 16-14. Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply here in the bottom of the 6th. Middle of our pitching change here. The umpires trying to figure out how many pitchers Fargo-Gage Fort Supply can roll with. Trying to see what's going on there. Make sure that everything is good. But now it looks like we're finally back to action as Riley Kurtzinger in for the first time today as a substitution. First pitch to her is a ball. She checks in for Oakley Whitaker. Bases still loaded for Waynoka. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Next pitch to Riley Kurtzinger, just a bit high as well. It's a 2-0 count. It's Taylor. Fires away, and that one will go back towards the backstop. Racing in is Watson. Will Watson get there in time? She slides in and scores, and it's 17-14. Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage. Fort Supply. As Watson able to get in on the wild pitch. Now a 3-0 count to Riley Kurtzinger. As everybody moving up, so it'll move Schmidt over to third and Kayla Kurtzinger to second. First base is open. Riley Kurtzinger does have somewhere to go on the 3-0 count that goes low, and there's the 4-pitch walk. So nobody out still, as Waynoka with a 17-14 lead, 31 combined runs scored here, and the bases are still loaded, and Cannon Wyatt is up now in the sixth. This will be the sixth at bat, and Wyatt gets hit. And another run will score. The RBI hit by pitch strikes again, as it'll move everybody around and score in Zoe Schmidt to make it 18-14 Waynoka. A 5-run bottom of the sixth so far for the Rails, and now here comes Gracie Martinelli. Still nobody out in the bottom of the sixth, an 18-14 lead for Waynoka. First pitch to Martinelli, way low for ball one. The 1-0. On the way from Taylor, and that one is chipped foul by Martinelli. 1 ball and 1 strike for Gracie Martinelli, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning, popped up in inning number 2, grounded out in inning number 4. It's the 1-1 on the way to Martinelli, as Martinelli lets that one go by for called strike number 2. As we are going to see what Fargo-Gage Fort Supply has to say. They'll have one final chance here in the top of the 7th. Next pitch, a swing and a foul ball by Martinelli. Try to see how much of it she got. She got just enough to tip it away and keep the at-bat going. When the Fargo-Gage Fort Supply coaches wanted to check just to make sure it was a foul ball. Home plate umpire says yes, it was. Next pitch on the way ends up hitting Martinelli. And so Kayla Kurtzinger will be able to trot on home. And it's another RBI hit by pitch. 19-14, Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. And the marathon game continues. Temperance Boziden up to bat, who already walked this inning, has walked another time, was hit by a pitch in the second inning, and had catcher's interference, advancing to first base in the 4th. First pitch to Boziden, out for a ball. This pitch on the way from Taylor, that one low in the dirt as well to make it a 2-0 count. Once again, 19-14. The score Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Temperance Boziden back up once again. Boziden takes a big hack at it, but cannot get a piece of it. 2 balls and a strike now. As the sun is well set by now, you can see the darkness has crept in. The last few fleets of orange are off towards the west. Next pitch goes across for ball number 3. 3-1 count. Still nobody out. Still bases loaded. Waynoka possibly on the edge of run number 20. Pitch comes in, just gets across. Just grazes the strike zone to make it a full count, 3-2. Temperance Boziden Takes a big swing at it, but it goes to the backstop. We're going to call a strikeout. It's out number one of the inning. 19-14, Waynoka still on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply here. One away, but the bases are still juiced for Reagan Furman. First pitch on the way to Furman, just a bit high. Ball one. 1-0. On the way from Taylor. Ends up hitting Furman, and that'll bring another run in. Is Riley Kurtzinger able to come home? Move Cannon Wyatt to third and move Gracie Martinelli to second. And now moving up to first is Furman. Another RBI hit by pitch now makes it 20-14. Waynoka with another touchdown on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Now bring up Rietta Boziden, and did she nearly get hit? She just about did. First pitch to Boziden, just a bit off for a ball. Pitch to Boziden goes just a bit low towards the backstop. Wyatt thinks about charging home. Stand about halfway in between third and home and retreat back. 2-0 count to Rietta Boziden. Boziden, who already got hit by a pitch this inning, has 2 walks and a double as well. And Boziden will wait for another ball to go past her. 3-0 now the count, trying to draw a third walk in this game. 20-14 the score. Only 1 out and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th for the Lady Rails. Next pitch on the way. And that one will end up hitting Boziden. It's another RBI hit by pitch. So Waynoka got the touchdown. I guess the PAT's good as well. It's 21-14. Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. It's a football Friday night. I could say they got a touchdown on the board. I don't think anyone's going to mind. 21-14 the score. Waynoka on top of Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. Base is still loaded. Nobody out. Watson hits one towards center field, and that one is going to be caught and held on for out number 2. Everybody stays, and now with the runner charging in, trying to get there, sliding and scoring. The Lady Rails able to get another run on a move from Martinelli. So 22-14 now the score, and we have reached the 8 runs, and that will be the ball game. Waynoka gets a 22-14 win over Fargo-Gage Fort Supply in a game where they score 11 runs in the 6th inning. They'll hold on and get a comeback here on Waynoka Alumni Reunion Weekend. On what has been a fun day here for the Lady Rails, 22-14. Once again, the final score. If we had to do a player of the game, I don't think we could pick one today. Just about everybody had a great performance. Waynoka moves to 2-5 on the season. Fargo-Gage Fort Supply falls to 0-8. For everyone who stayed with us through an exciting softball game, 36 combined runs, we truly thank you once again for tuning in. Waynoka, one final time, a 22-14 win over Fargo-Gage Fort Supply. For Cade Kennedy, for Ben Buckland, I'm Cade Kennedy. I about forgot what my name is. That's a bad sign there. I need to sign off real quick, I guess, before things get worse. Folks, until next time, have a good one, everybody.